part of the journey, even when you have heart failure. But when he had shortness of breath, carpal tunnel syndrome, and lower back pain, we wondered, could these be warning signs of something bigger? Thank goodness we called his cardiologist, because these were signs of ATTR-CM, a rare and serious disease that gets worse over time. If you see any of the warning signs, don't wait. Ask your cardiologist about ATTR-CM today.
I like to do things that are different.
And see, now Pamela Anderson is proving that with her new cover shoot.
Yes, indeed. And we leave you now with an exclusive look at Pam 2.0. May we all aspire to be makeup-free and living our best life. Good night, everybody.
Yes.
A white summer dress, gardening hat, and boots. A makeup-free Pam is all smiles on the cover of Better Homes and Gardens Style Maker issue on stands August 23rd. Inside, a glimpse of her life on Vancouver Island, playing in the water with her dogs, enjoying a meal with her two sons.
Happening now.
A man charged with murder is asking a court to reduce his bond. We'll take you inside the courtroom as the judge decides, and his family pleads with that judge to lower his bond.
And will they or won't they debate what the Trump campaign is saying now that Joe Biden's out of the race, and Kamala Harris's response next.
We hit triple digits today, and we're going to tally up more 100-degree days. But we're also going to look beyond the next 7 days and the likely temperature trend in just a bit. News at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, a murder suspect will stay in jail after being denied a reduced bond.
Roland Contreras is accused of shooting and killing a woman outside of a taco stand last year.
Erica Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom as Contreras' fiance and family plead for a lower bond.
He is not a danger. He is a gentle, he's a kind man.
That's Bobby Tillman speaking to a judge on behalf of her fiance, Roland Contreras. Police say he approached a couple in their vehicle in April 2023, then shot at them, killing Gabriel Campos del Angel. Contreras was arrested about a month later for murder and aggravated assault on bonds totaling $300,000. Tillman, along with Contreras' sister and mother, told the judge today that they can't afford the $100,000 bond for the aggravated assault charge.
I live on a fixed income, but I helped out with $1,000, and it's hard for me to get money because I have to pay my bills.
The state argued that even if Contreras made bond, he was in violation of probation on previous federal charges.
If he were to make bond, he is not going to be released to go get a job. He is going to be released to the federal authorities to go complete that sentence, at which point he will then not be available for this case to be resolved.
After closing argument, senior visiting judge Lisa Jarrett quickly made her decision.
And at this time, I am going to deny your motion to reduce bond.
Now, you're probably wondering about that bond for the murder charge, which was $200,000. But because the state failed to indict him within 90 days, it became a personal reconnaissance bond, a PR bond, which means he didn't have to pay that amount if he were to be released. But for now, he remains in the Bexar County Jail. At the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Now to another trial we're following today. A jury will debate another day on the punishment of a man convicted in a deadly car wreck. Alexander Castro was found not guilty of manslaughter in this case, but he was convicted on a lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide this week. His car slammed into the back of another car in 2022, killing 24-year-old Alexandra Siebert. Castro faces up to 10 years in prison. The jury will continue deliberating that sentence tomorrow.
New at 5, some explicit language coming out of the Bexar County Advisory Board. The C word is why one man is no longer an appointee on that board.
The county's Board for Small Businesses had a crucial hearing on Tuesday about the use of vulgar comments regarding a county commissioner. Our Zaria Oates is covering the story. She joins us live here in the studio. So Zaria, what happened in this case?
Myra, Steve, it's a lot to unpack. It all stems from a conversation on July 10th regarding a member of Bexar County's Small Minority and Women-Owned Business Enterprises Board, also known as SWIMBY. Christopher Forbrick, a lifelong San Antonian, was set to be the next SWIMBY appointee. That is, until board members wrote a very detailed letter to Judge Peter Sakai. In the letter, board member Edward Pape says he, other members, and the building's security staff overheard Mr. Forbrick use vulgar language referring to County Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores. The letter says Forbrick referred to Clay Flores as a crusading C-word. This is what Commissioner Clay Flores and Mr. Forbrick have to say about the incident.
He chose to use some choice language in a very loud manner. In Bexar County, if you are an employee or officially representing the county in official capacity as, for example, an appointee, we will not tolerate language that is sexist, racist, classist, or language that incites violence.
I'm uncertain my exact expletives. I was upset, sure. I don't remember that I used that word.
Do you remember using any vulgar language?
I remember being upset, right? And I think when you're upset, you make excited utterances. I don't remember my exact language.
Well, we will have those details about what the person who wrote that initial letter had to say, as well as what the person who that letter was written in regards to has to say coming up tonight on the Night Beat.
Yeah, those are witnesses who sent letters saying they heard him say that
multiple
word.
people have said this.
Yeah, and this is not the first time that this commissioner has been the target of some abusive language.
It's not. We talked for a little bit, and she mentioned that this is not the first time that a sexist comment has been made, as she said, or a racist comment. She said that this is something that's happened multiple times, and it's not new to her, but she's glad that someone took initiative to write a letter to Judge Sakai about this.
All right, more to come on that story tonight at 10. Zaria, thank you.
Thank you, Zaria.
Definitely.
Now to a suspicious disappearance case that San Antonio police are asking for your help with. This is 32-year-old Jeannie Chavez. She was last seen 3 weeks ago on July 15th along Agonier Avenue near West Summit. It's not too far from I-10 on the northwest side. Chavez is said to be 5'5", brown eyes, black hair, has tattoos on her arms, neck, ankles, and chest. If you have any information on her disappearance, please call the missing persons unit. That number, 210-207-7660.
Confession, I love Seguin. This is one of my favorite places in South Texas to visit for two reasons. One, it's just beautiful. I love historic homes, and when you're driving into town, you realize that Seguin is pretty spread out, but there are a number of historic homes here, beautiful Victorian homes that have been well preserved. So you just get that sense that this is an area that very much values its place in history. And number two, the people. You're about to meet them.
And you can do that right now. Scan this QR code to watch episode 2 of Your Voice South Texas. It's our new series focusing on you. We're traveling to different parts of our area to speak with people about their concerns before the election. No judgment, just focusing on the issues. Your Voice South Texas is on demand now. Meantime, the debate over debate is continuing.
Yeah, with both Trump and Harris campaigns trying to shape the narrative around a potential matchup, trading digs along the way.
CNN correspondent Julia Benbrook joins us live from the White House with the latest on the presidential debate schedule. Julia.
Well, this back and forth may feel familiar to you both because we experienced it all with that Trump-Biden matchup. But when the two of them did get on the debate stage together, it changed the entire course of this election.
One debate can change everything.
Look.
After President Joe Biden's poor performance during the CNN debate in June, calls for him to step out of the race surged. Several weeks later, he announced he was no longer seeking re-election.
I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president.
Now the debate over debates is back. When former President Donald Trump was running against Biden, he said he'd debate anytime, any place, agreeing to a second debate hosted by ABC on September 10th. But his message about facing off against Vice President Kamala Harris has been less clear.
I haven't agreed to anything. I agreed to a debate with Joe Biden.
Harris has accused Trump of backpedaling, writing, "It's interesting how any time, any place becomes one specific time, one specific space."
As the saying goes, if you've got something to say.
Trump is now proposing a debate hosted by Fox News instead, writing, "I'll see her on September 4th, or I won't see her at all." On Wednesday, Trump said this, signaling he might be open to a compromise, but did not offer any specifics.
We'll be debating her, I guess, in the pretty near future. It's going to be announced fairly soon, but we'll be debating her.
Harris says that she will be attending that previously agreed upon debate September 10th on ABC. A source familiar with the matter says that it's their understanding that whichever candidate shows up will be given airtime. Reporting live at the White House, Julia Benbrook, KSAT 12 News.
Julia, thank you so much.
Sort of traffic right now and see if we have any trouble spots out there. We're going to start at I-35 southbound at Maine. Look at the lower level down there, barely creeping along, and much different picture at I-37 in Houston and I-37 at Hackberry. Things moving along very smoothly out there on, yes, what is a hot day? Adam Caskey.
Yeah, it's back to typical summertime August weather. We've been saying that for a while. We were lucky to have the rain we did and the below average temperatures in the end of July. And now we're in August and we're feeling it. 101, the high temperature today, officially at the airport. That's 4 degrees shy of the record and 4 degrees above average. No surprise, the record was set last year when pretty much every type of heat record was set for June, July, and August summer. 100 right now, dew point is 68. That's the key. It feels like 106. That's the kicker out there. The heat index above 100 and in some instances as high as 108 and 109. Weather watcher temperatures, actual air temperatures at or slightly above 100 for most locations. Micah an exception at 99. Falling through the 90s, then the 80s later this evening. Got a tropical update for you along with a little glimmer of hope for a few showers in a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. Moving home plate as San Antonio learns of plans for a new baseball stadium coming downtown for the San Antonio Missions. Neighbors around Wolf Stadium worried about the possible change and how it could affect them. The San Antonio Missions expected to have a new ballpark downtown by April 2028, pending City Council and County Commissioners Court approval. But we talked to local business owners around Wolf Stadium today who said they think once the games move, there's going to be a definite loss in their neighborhood.
I think if they move, that's going to be like a huge mistake for this part of the town, this community.
The games at the Wolf, a tradition for some families and businesses like his on the west side. So we want to know what you think about all of this. Scan the QR code on your screen or head to ksat.com/poll to vote. Do you support moving the Missions Ball Club downtown, or do you like it right where it is? Should they fix up Wolf? You can vote tonight throughout the evening, and we'll continue to show the poll results in our evening newscast on GMSA and share some social media comments as well.
Still to come here on the news at 5, a dog with a taste of technology. This is a little scary. It sparked a house fire, and the Tulsa Fire Department is now using this video to send a warning about lithium batteries.
Plus, students at East Central ISD have finished their first day of the new school year. We were there live this morning during GMSA. Patty Santos got to speak with some students and parents about the big day. Coming up tonight on the news at 6, he is known for his use of words. But last year, that led to Neftali De Leon's firing. The San Antonio's former poet laureate shares why he believes the city violated his rights. Plus,
today, KSAT Explains takes us to the beach. Every summer, you see the headlines about fecal bacteria off the Texas coast. So where does it come from? How does it end up in the water? And what do you really need to know before you head to the beach? KSAT Explains is coming up. That is today at 6 o'clock.
All right, we're going to bring you to a cautionary tale now for pet owners and really anyone. Tulsa's fire department recently shared video of a dog that started a house fire, but it wasn't all the dog's fault.
Yeah, watch what happens here. You can see that dog chewing on something, then there's those sparks. That's not a toy. That is a portable battery meant to charge cell phones. Look how quickly that thing went up in flames. Lithium-ion batteries can explode and spark fires when they're damaged or even just when they're overheated.
Bad dog.
Watch those dogs stand there and wonder what's going on.
Yeah, bark at it. The fire caused significant damage. However, The dogs and a cat inside the home made it out safely through a doggy door. Fire officials say this is an important reminder to only use approved chargers for lithium-ion batteries. And yes, keep them out of reach of children and pets. It was another round of first day of school for some students in the San Antonio area. This morning, Patty Santos was live at Honor Elementary. It's a new campus for East Central ISD, and she got to speak with some students and parents this morning in the drop-off lane.
What do you want to do on your first day of school?
Have fun and learn new stuff.
Tell me about what you're looking forward to.
Having fun with my friends today and learning lots of stuff. It's a sleeping blanket.
You got your sleeping blanket? Are you excited about the first day or are you nervous? Which one is it?
Nervous.
You're nervous. He said he's nervous. Are you?
Yes, I'm just as nervous.
Did you see that those kids were styling on the first day of school?
I felt a little nervous for them all too.
I know.
It's coming up fast.
So
but
tiny.
It's an exciting day.
Yeah, we hope everyone had a great first day of school. By the way, the School of Science and Technology also started the new school year today. I'm glad that parent said she's nervous too, because if she said she wasn't, I don't know that I would have believed her.
Right?
Especially with your first. If you're,
Exactly.
when your first is going off, you're feeling nervous. You have the tacos and tissues in the cafeteria after,
Tacos
right?
and tissues. I
Yep.
love that. Yeah, recess is going to be hot this week.
Oh, it's going to be very hot. And I love, by the way, the blanket too. The blanket, that was great, right? Oh, I'll just
Gotta have a blanket and a snack.
maybe I'll bring WeWo to work with me.
That's what I was thinking.
tomorrow,
Maybe
right?
we needed to bring our old blankets back.
It's WeWo, if you didn't know.
WeWo.
Oh yeah, that was my pillow from as a kid. WeWo. And
WeWo.
maybe as an adult too, but
Now we know about WeWo.
WeWo. I can say pillow. WeWo.
I got it.
Let's not get into this. Triple-digit trend. A little hope for rain Friday afternoon and evening. Dust. Hey, nowhere near Texas. You're not going to be noticing any dust. It's not going to be in the air within at least the next 5 days or more. 100-degree day count. We hit 101 today, so we're at 13. By this time last year, we were at 42. And this time 2 summers ago, we were at 56. Clearly not on the same pace, but we will be tallying up those days a little bit more. We'll be at or just slightly above 100 through the next 7 days. So we're feeling the heat. The average high is 97. Climatologically speaking, it's the hottest point of the year here in San Antonio. That's our warmest afternoon high, or warmest average afternoon high. Now you look at the temperature outlook, even all the way through August 21st, and the Climate Prediction Center does have the state of Texas and our neck of the woods with the likelihood of being above that average high of 97. And we've got the big blue H, the upper level high, the heat high centered overhead. It's going to drift around, meander a little bit, but all in all, it's going to be the primary influence of our weather going forward. I do want to point out, though, on Friday, it's going to wiggle westward enough to open the door for a weak surface front to move in. And that gives us a little bit of hope for Friday afternoon and evening showers. Otherwise, the dry high is the rule. And I've bumped Friday up to 20% with the potential of that really overperforming. Still need some more time and need to watch that boundary as it drops into Texas, see what it can really develop. But there is some hope for higher rain chances on Friday. So that's something we'll be watching and check back in for the updates. Tropical storm Debbie re-strengthened a bit offshore. Max sustained winds at 60 miles per hour in a small part of that storm. Still, the main headline with this is the rain. It's already dropped over a foot of rain in parts of Florida through Georgia and into the Carolinas. Now it's coming back onshore, and over the next few days, we'll dump even more rain in parts of the mid-Atlantic and East Coast. We could see an additional 7 inches of rain in parts of South Carolina and North Carolina, especially closer to the coastline. And then you get to the Blue Ridge and the Appalachians, and the orographic effect enhances those rain totals as well. As for the rest of the tropics, remember we're talking about this cluster of thunderstorms over the past few days with that low end chance of developing. Well, now the Hurricane Center even dropped it down to a 0% chance of developing that little cluster of storms. And you look at the rest of the tropics, and there's nothing out there that could even develop within the next 5 to 7 days. So no tropical development anticipated. 79 in the morning tomorrow, 95 at noon, then 102 for the high temperature, but feeling like it's as high as 105, 106. Actual air temp tomorrow in Del Rio, 108, along with Carrizo Springs.
Yikes.
Pleasanton, 102. We are feeling the heat. And even Saturday, we've got a slight chance of a shower, but that's only at 10%. Hey, it's splitting season.
Oh.
Yeah,
yep.
splitting season. Squirrels keeping cool by splooting.
Yeah, almost a little camouflage there.
That is
I
the
see 'em.
technical.
It's almost like a little squirrel balance beam there.
The Olympics. He was probably watching the Olympics through the window.
Thanks, Adam.
Never know.
Getting kind of squirrely. All right, so it is hot outside. My question is, what are football teams doing to? They still have to practice.
Yes, they do.
What are they doing to make do with the heat?
Well, they're waking up before any of us are waking up.
Okay, good.
They're beating the sunrise to get out and prepare for the high school football season. And with a new head coach, Floresville has some catching up to do before their season opener. Plus, the Grand Slam heard around the country. Bernie's Little League World Series quest stays alive. That and more coming up right after the break. Before sunrise in the small town of Floresville, the Tiger football program assembles, turning a new leaf as our BGC previews continue. The District 15 4A D1 team is putting its recent 3-7 season behind them as new head coach Ilian Martinez takes over. Martinez is all about approaching the game with the right mentality, and his squad, who opens its season against Navarro, is receptive to the change.
We can expect a hard-working team, a very conditioned team, a very bonded team, and a team ready to work and play.
We started from the ground up, and that's how we're going to coach them. We're not going to worry about all the other things that we really can't control, and the kids seem to be excited about that. That's been the mentality since we got here. Just trying to build a culture of toughness here and build some pride here and put a product on the field that this community be proud of.
Honestly, I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm glad to have this new coaches, new teams, new players out here.
Floresville has 14 of its starters from last year back, including the 2 you just heard from. Projected to finish last in their district per Texas football, the Tigers are working to prove that prediction wrong.
Oh my, everyone in the dugout got so hyped. I think that's the loudest I've ever screamed in my entire life.
Bernie's Little League team, Texas West, is Williamsport bound thanks to Doc Mogford's game-winning Grand Slam yesterday. Crowned regional Southwest champions, Bernie will open up Little League World Series play on August 15th. Well, this Saturday, the UTSA football team will hit the turf for its first scrimmage of fall camp. The Roadrunners are only about 3 weeks out from their season opener, where they'll host Kennesaw State, who is entering its first season in the FBS. But at this point of camp, UTSA is focused on itself, not doing much game prep yet. And so far, Coach Jeff Traylor likes his team's edge.
We've got an edge to us, both sides of the ball. I think it's the edgiest we've ever been since we've been here, which is exciting. We've had some very physical football teams, but of our 4 padded practices, I mean, 3 of them were game-like tempo. Yesterday I was a little disappointed, but today was like a game. It was really fun to coach. And, you can tell we've got a lot of pride about ourselves. Our culture's deep, and got a bunch of guys that know how to win ball games in the correct way to do it.
Coach knows how to get fans excited before the season.
I think he likes his team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mary.